Hello friends, welcome to another video here on my design and lettering channel. My name is Miri and today we're going to set up my bullet journal for 2024. Yeah, I know I'm a little late to the game, but it's okay, I guess. So it's going to be a rather minimalistic setup with not a lot of pages, but you will see. If you haven't set up your bullet journal for 2024 as well, and you want to set it up with me, then grab your favorite stationaries and let's start this. As you can see, I'm still using my bullet journal from Notebook Therapy because I have a lot of pages left. I think I've got somewhere around the middle, so I didn't want to waste the rest of the pages and decided to plan the next months in this journal too. The bullet journal is in the size A5 and has 160 GSM paper. But to be honest with you guys, I don't know if I would buy it again. It has the same flaws as the cheaper ones. The dots start differently on the pages, so you can't count the dots to cut something out. Some of the pages are glued together in the middle and it doesn't handle water that good. My last notebook did a better job handling the water. If you've seen my videos from the first half, you see that I used much more water as in these themes. But still, it's a nice one if you know how to work with it. So let's start. As you can see on my first page in this journal, I glued in one of my gouache paints, which I scanned and printed out for this. I actually made a video on how I painted that. If you haven't seen that already, I will link it in the info box. This was my theme for the mid-year setup, but for this one I decided to do something more minimalistic with muted colors. I had no idea for a theme, so I took out my iPad and started designing. And I came up with this one. I put together this color palette and printed them out so I can glue them into my journal. If you're interested in these, let me know in the comments. First, I cut a strip of that green paper to glue it on my cover page. I also printed this newspaper paper, which I really love using for my setups. It always turns the designs to something special, in my opinion. Here I mark the spaces where I want to have my numbers. It's easier with this guideline to get the numbers even. I wanted the numbers to have this color from my printed paper, like it had in my sketch. I tried out some pens I have, but didn't find the right hue. And I wanted this opaque look, so I took out my gouache set. To see which colors I have to mix to get that exact color, I grabbed my color chart, which I made some months ago. Of course, I made a video on that as well, if you want to see how I did that. I would recommend you to do that for your colors as well. It took some time, yes, but it was relaxing. I learned a lot about my colors, and it comes in really handy for looking up a color mix that you need. So as you can see, I have to mix lemon yellow and violet to get that hue, and of course white. My gouache dried out a bit, but I got them activated again with water. As I mixed that color, I found that it's not the exact shade that I wanted and that it needed a bit of this pink color. Yeah, that's it. I liked how it turned out. But first I had to glue these strips of paper in. Next, I needed a quote. I must confess I wasn't too creative this time and ended up with "Every ending is a new beginning." Well, it's a new year, so of course that fits. And the new year is the beginning of a whole lot of new opportunities. In my Crayola set, I found these two pens that suited the color palette pretty well and used the lighter one for the writing. I also cut out these little squares and glued them on the side. I took some of this newspaper paper and put some of it on the left side as well. I left that tiny bit up there because I wasn't sure if I want to go all the way up or end it on the same height as I did on the right side. Here I made a quick sketch of a rose in the bottom corner and went over it with a pigment liner in the size 03. I've drawn the petals in shaky lines, which I always do for my flower petals, so they look more organic, more natural. After that, I went in with a pigment liner in 005 to draw some strokes here and there for the shading. Do these strokes always slightly curved so it looks more natural. With the Crayola, I've drawn the leaves around the flower. And then it was time to glue the quote in. I was gifted these washi tapes from GB and wanted to use some of them in here. I already did a video unboxing of these and reviewed these washis, but haven't posted them yet. I will do that in the next weeks. But if you're already interested in these, I will put the link to their shop in the info box. By the way, if you like this video so far, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn the notification bell on, so you won't miss the next videos. Thank you! If you have seen my last setups, I already mentioned that I don't use washi tapes that often, because I so don't have the talent to let them look good in my setups. But I want to incorporate them more and get used to working with them. And yeah, I wasn't too happy with the look and will come back changing this at the end. This is it for the cover page. Let's turn the page to create the next one, which will be my future log. I cut out these strips of paper for the headers. With my Tombow N89, I lined the boxes. On the right side, I will have some space for goals. Honestly, I haven't used the goals page a lot in my last setup, but still wanted to have room for that. So that's my compromise here. And if it's not enough room, I can do the whole page again for my next setup, right? That's exactly the beauty of creating your bullet journal. You can do everything as you like and need. I wrote the months in a cursive hand letter font. And then again, I've glued some of this newspaper on the right side and a bigger strip on the left. Let's round the corners. I've drawn some leaf branches on the side and really like the look of it. I find it really minimalistic and aesthetic pleasing. What is your opinion? Let me know in the comments. And that's it for my future log. Let's flip the page to create room for content planning. I wrote an ongoing calendar here because I find that style really helpful for content planning. I used the same Crayola, and you can see it is the perfect color match for this theme. With my Tombow, I lined every second line again. With this midliner, I marked the place to track my YouTube and Instagram growth, if there is any, which I really hope. On the right page, I wanted to have some room again for books that I read or read. I really love reading books and read every night before going to sleep. I kind of need that to calm down, to shut down my head. Yeah. Are you doing that as well? And what are you reading at the moment? I love fantasy novels. Stories like From Blood and Ash, Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, or All Souls, and so on. Let me know in the comments which books you love and can recommend. As you can see, I left some space at the bottom to decorate the page again. I sketched out a rose and outlined it with my pigment liner 03 and shaded it with the pigment liner 005. As you can see, the shading really brings the flower to life. I take out my gouache mix and activate it with water again to draw some leaf branches on top of the newspaper. It's really easy done and looks so cute. I partly colored the rose to connect the flower to the breast. After that, I went in with washi tapes to fill out some empty spaces. On the left side, I glued in some newspaper strip and taped some washies over that. I filled the upper corner with some leaf branches. Painted some leaves around the rose with the Crayola color. Then I went back to the first page again to change some things here and there. The washies look too prominent for my liking. I tried to thin them, but replaced them at the end. I used some lighter washies instead. I wanted to put that washi tape here, but found it too thick. But no problem, because I have a lot of different sizes in my washi tape set and found this thinner one. There, this really looks more settled. At last I went in to color this rose as well. And that's it for my setup. Let's have a final flip through. How do you like the design? Do you like this minimalistic style? Which page do you like most? Let me know in the comments. I wish you a nice day and hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye!